Because it's easier to run away than face it. It's like going to the gym, right? We don't like going to the gym, like we know, but the effects is great though, right?
Yeah.
But doing them squats and doing them push-ups, it hurt. The muscles getting torn away. Because you know what? It's.
This is the Leo Climaco Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Leo Climaco Podcast. Man, I'm just blessed. Let me just start by saying that. I have two incredible guests today, Brandon Boyd and David Power Talk. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be back. I brought my friend with me.
I'm happy to be here, man. Amazing.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
I'm so happy you guys are here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
man.
happy you guys made it up here.
Yeah.
I had to wake him up, but you know what I'm saying?
I'm awake now, trust me.
He's here now.
Good, man.
It'll be worth it, I
woke him
promise.
up,
Power Talk is
I
here.
burped him, I fed him. You know what I'm saying? He here.
Yes.
So what's going on, gentlemen? How are you?
Good, man. Amazing, man. Amazing. Ready to pour into the people, man. Talk to them a little bit. Have good conversation, right?
That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. He came through from he live in NC, and we've been talking about
NC, North Carolina.
Yeah. We've been talking about getting together, like mastermind a little bit more, because you know we organically last year we did like 4 events together, and then I told him I feel like we should be a little bit more intentional, like plan it out, right?
Right.
So we just
You
got
guys
together,
feed
collaborate.
well off of each other.
Yeah.
You guys are a good collab.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so I was like, bro, we should probably take it a little bit more serious.
Yeah,
You know, just just be a little bit more intentional.
Yeah.
So we just collaborating a lot this whole year
Right,
on the
right.
events, you know, programs, ideas.
Educating, right?
Yeah. I mean, he
Sharing the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yep. Accountability as well. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I,
for sure.
I literally flew down so that way we could meet up in person and just map out the year, map out the goals, the dreams.
That's
You
incredible.
know, people talk about vision board. We're big on action board.
Have you seen the big ass calendar?
Yes.
Yeah. I was actually
ordered
gonna,
it.
yeah,
Did you?
I was
I
actually
ordered
gonna
it.
get one.
Yeah, I ordered
I want to
it.
get
Yeah,
that.
I got it in my garage.
That's cool.
Yeah. For the
How big is
whole
it?
year.
It's like 7 feet, right?
No, it's
No?
it's pretty big. It's pretty
That's
big.
like
Yeah.
that's Jesse Isler, right?
Yes.
Yep, I seen him on stage. He's awesome. Yeah.
All right, David. What made you want to become David Power Talk?
Wow.
Where'd that come from?
You know, it came from an opportunity to actually speak at a school once because I was already an entrepreneur. I was already having my degree in engineering, but I grew up in the urban neighborhood, Newark, New Jersey. So
I know Newark well.
somebody that I went to college with, they invited me to come to speak to the school. I thought it was career day. Of course, just come to the classroom. And I get there, it's the whole entire like auditorium of like
Wow.
8th graders, 7th grade, like faculty and staff to just hear my story, right? And actually, I donated $1,000 the first time I went there to speak at the school, right? And I told them I did a fundraiser. I sold T-shirts, and I just branded myself. I just thought about it because of course, I believe the gift is always inside of you. So before I was able to Power Talk, when I'm with my friends and my family members, I would motivate them, motivate myself. So they're like, "You always trying to get somebody to Power Talk, like, you know?" And I just came up with the name David Power Talk, man. So you know, I just thank God that He allowed me to step into the gift, and that was the birth of David Power Talk. Was me going to that school to give back, but it gave me the light to step forward into my gift by me giving back.
It's an equal exchange of energy.
That's exactly what it was, man. It opened my eyes up to. I remember this one kid came up to me because I got this when I speak at schools. I say 1 out of 5 kids' fathers are not in their life when they're growing up. Then I say 1 out of 8 kids' parents are addicted to some type of substance, between drugs or alcohol or something.
Yeah.
Then I say 1 out of 9 or 1 out of 8, I think, kids live with their grandparents when they grew up.
Bro, that's me.
Then I said, guess what, guys? That's me.
That was me.
So all the kids now, they're locked in. They're like, wow, you know? Because
You
there's
connected
some
with them.
kid in there.
Yeah.
He's in one of those categories.
No. I was in all 3 of those joints.
Yeah, me too. So me and him, you know what I'm saying?
in
We
all
all
3 of those
all 3 of those categories. So by being in all three of those characters, it breaks the ice with them.
Yeah.
And then one kid came up at the end. He was like, Mister. That's how you know you old when they call you Mister, right? So he was like, Mister, man, I love your story. And he said, I don't have any friends, blah, blah, blah. We talked, and it really touched me and understood. That's when the purpose, like just clicked in my mind. I'm like, this is it. So that's how I got started, man.
That's a great story. When you get that download, that aha moment, like,
Yeah, you like,
this is where I'm supposed to be.
yeah, exactly. It's like, this is it, right? It's like discovering your superpower, you know? Yeah.
So from there, how did you grow into who you are today?
Okay, so of course,
Yo, tell me the truth. You ordered the Power Talk kit from Amazon.
exactly, right? So what I did, when I went on Amazon, I went in, let me get the hat, get the
he got the whole
the energy, everything, right? And then,
He got the Power Talk kit.
Gotta fake it till you make it.
right? So I talk about this a lot. Is in the Bible, Exodus chapter 3 and 4, it said, God do not call on the qualified, but he qualifies the call. I'm gonna say this again. Exodus chapter 4 and 3, he called on Moses to actually, to take on a task. And Moses said, no, I can't do this. Because he couldn't talk properly, right? And he thought people was going to make fun of him. So doubt, fear kicked in. And a lot of us out here right now, there's things in life you want to do. There's things in life you want to take your life to the next level. But sometimes you feel like you're not qualified to do it. Sometimes you feel like you ain't got the money to do it. You ain't got the support.
You're not worthy,
to do
right?
it. You're not worthy to do it. You're the black sheep of the family. Like, why me? Why you call on me, God? And that's why I realized that I first was like backing away from it, but I realized that he was calling on me because he knew that he was going to qualify me on every step of the way that I had to go. And what was qualifying me was the pain that I've been through and the pain I had to go through to be where I'm at right now. So like you heard me speak before, of course. My partner heard me speak. Candace heard me speak. And I realize now that I had to go through every difficult moment in my life to be the type of speaker that I am right now. Because when I first got into it, I was good. I was a good speaker, but I felt like I caught like the buzz so quick that it kind of went to my head a little bit, and I didn't really embrace the craft on a purpose level, more on a fame level.
Got it.
It was like I met like Inky right away. I met E.T. right away. So imagine you want to be an NBA basketball player, and then as soon as you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna play basketball," and then boom, you're in a room with LeBron James and KD and everybody else. That's what happened with me, and because I believe everybody's born with a gift. And I remember I went into Eric Thomas speaker camp, and I had to speak in person in front of all of them. And I was the last speaker for the day. And when I finished, CJ, which is E.T. right-hand man, his manager, he said, "Wow, you got the gift."
Wow.
There's somebody that is the partner, the coach, of the number one speaker of the world, right? To tell you got the gift. And at that point, I was like, okay, it's time for me to be serious with it, right? I had my ups and my downs ever since then, but I realized that the ups are the reason why I was able to bounce back up so high, So to answer your question, what brought me here to put in this seat right now is just pain. And then allowing that pain to be my power. So a lot of people that if you're watching this interview right now, you must understand whatever pain point you might be in or going through, it's just really going to push you to the next level and promote you to the level in life where you're supposed to be if you allow that to be your power, to be stronger with it, to get up, right? To use it as a lesson to say, you don't define me, it's going to refine me.
Why do you think most people choose to run away from that pain and not face it?
Because it's easier to run away than face it. It's like going to the gym, right? We don't like going to the gym, but the effects is great though, right?
Yeah.
But doing them squats and doing them push-ups, it hurt. The muscles getting torn away. Because you know what? It's easy to sometimes sit there and say, I can't do this no more. It's easy to sit in the garage with a bottle of pills. It's easy to sit there in the
Wait,
garage.
hold on. I gotta stop you right there. It ain't easy sitting in the garage with a bottle of pills, bro.
You can let me finish. when life is on your back to a point
Yeah.
where you feel like there's no return, it feels like it's easier at that moment
Right. To just give up.
to just sit there with a bottle of pills. Because somebody that's in a situation where they're saying, I'm ready to take my life, and that was me. They said 1.7 million people in the world a year try to take their life. So I went through, made my first 7 figures and lost it all, got embarrassed, and I'm just sitting there because I felt like that was my only solution. I felt like this is easy for me to do it, right? But what I realized is that at that moment, God was developing David Power Talk at that moment. He was saying, no, you're going to get out of this. I'm going to show you this. And that's why I refer back to Exodus chapter 4 and 3 when God said, I don't call on the qualified, but I will qualify the call. So at that moment, he was just making sure that I knew that he's going to qualify me.
What pulled you back from suicide?
Whew. My daughter, my firstborn, she was on my keychain. So I'm sitting there, and my keychain was just like there, and just did it, man. I just went to throw up, took a cold shower, and I just started taking small steps to build back my life. And
Being a dad, I felt that so deep right now.
right. It's literally. I think we all have that it factor inside of us.
Yeah.
If we could just find it. Like there's something. It's almost like when somebody
Yeah.
cuts you off and you get pissed off.
Get triggered real
You
quick.
get triggered. You ready to jump out the car. You ready to So I had to find that trigger inside of me, and that's what happened. I found that trigger, and I just kept taking small steps. And I'm glad I did take the right steps moving forward, right?
Yeah.
So, but yes, I would say, to answer your question, I just think that some people feel like sometimes the easy way out is just, just don't do the thing that seems hard at the moment, but you got to get out the way now so that way your life can be easier later.
How do you deal with all the energy that you're putting out there?
It's bittersweet.
Because you're a very powerful, emotional, in-depth speaker.
Right.
That's a lot of energy
A lot
wasted.
of it. A lot of
Yeah.
it. So it is a double-edged sword because what happens when I get on stage, I can't control it. I can't just and it was so crazy when I first started speaking. I didn't start out this way. I was just kind of like a normal speaker, right? I have
Right.
a little
Figuring yourself out.
right? Just kind of figure it out. But I felt like it's almost like a Captain or what is it? Captain Marvel, right? When she found her powers.
Yep.
When she learned how to control it, she just became one of the best superheroes, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like now I'm able to control it and understand how to use it, how to use my tone, my storytelling, how to pause, how to read the room, how to put out certain pain points, but also put out transformational points at the same time. That's when I really became a different type of speaker. So, but how do I handle the power? It's something that even now I'm still not struggling with, but I have to find a way now to bounce back. Because what happens is I leave stage, it's like the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
You like, woo, and you sit there, you like, man.
Drained.
You drain. And everybody coming up to you, hey man, that was awesome, this and that, and your head is spinning. You're spinning because you just went, it's almost like I black out.
Right.
I can't explain it. It's like I literally, sometimes I don't even watch my footage until like weeks later.
It's like you're channeling, right? It's just flowing through
It's
you.
just flowing through. And that's what I would tell any speaker, but I'm key on preparation and framework
Right.
because you still.
Which is why it flows.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have to bring people through a transformational movement. right? You got to touch their soul, their spirit, their pain points, but you also got to give them a lesson. So there's one thing I tell all speakers: if people don't have anything to take away from what you said, then you didn't do your job. If they can't walk away and say, yeah, that was good, but I don't know what I got from it, right? So that's why it's so important to develop. So I teach speakers how to develop framework and also to be authentic in their message. So I'm big on your intro. I'm big on the outro. I'm big on telling your story, but the whole story can't be your story. A lot of speakers would just, it's like they're just dumping everything on you.
Right.
Don't dump everything on the audience, right? No, they're there because they need something from you, right? So now I just look in the mirror and I just say, no matter what, I said that was amazing. Don't question your gift ever again. Because a lot of speakers, we question ourselves when we finish, right? Because we're competitive, right? You want to do good, right? So you want, I wanted to say this. Why did I say that? This and that. You wonder what people are thinking.
You want to wow people.
Right, exactly. That's what you want to do, you know? So, because everybody just staring at you. They locked on every word that you say, you know? So normally when I finish, I'll walk to the side. I never ask people, how do I do? The people come up to me and say, oh man, that was great. Then I'll say thank you. Then I might ask for a testimony then, right? But I never ask, because this is how I understand if my message really needs to be tweaked a lot. If the majority of the room don't come up to me and say that they got something from my message.
That makes sense.
But if the majority of people say, oh my God, like for instance, I just spoke in London and back in October, and it was just me and my videographer. We was probably the only two black people there. Everybody else didn't look nothing like us, right? And the reason why I want to paint the picture is because we in London. And so my videographer, he asked me, so are you going to keep the same energy even though it's a different audience? I said, no, I'm going to give him even more. So literally, when I tell you I had that whole room in tears, like if you go to my social media page, my testimonies, everybody, like, they just broke down.
That's so powerful.
They just broke down because I was so vulnerable. I was so just tapped into everything that I was saying with no fear at all. And I think that's one thing speakers got to understand is that people can sense fear and they can sense confidence.
Yes.
And they can sense when you're authentic and they can feel it. So it's not about what you say, but can they feel what you're saying, right?
How did what you say make them feel?
Exactly. Remember this, people only gonna remember 20% of what you say, but 100% of how you make them feel. And long as you can get on that stage and somebody say, oh, you gave me goosebumps. Oh, I'm crying. Like I just did a virtual call the other day, and the lady in the comments was just like, man, you got me in tears, you know? And I don't go in intentionally do that.
Right.
Like, I just go in on making sure that I keep honing in on my message. Like,
that probably fuels you.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. It fuels me. But another thing too, this is why preparation is so key. So I had spoke in Dallas about maybe a month ago, right? And I was a keynote speaker, but the room was kind of like more like it was round tables. People was eating. Like it was more of like it felt like a award ceremony almost, right? People really dressed up. Like there was no like motivation. A panel came on. They just talking. They just doing this, right? So then now I got to come out and be the keynote speaker. So I literally had to wake the whole room up. Like they was like the host was like, I don't know about this room. Like even my man, he was like, but I just kept going and kept going and kept going. And then eventually it was like, you could see the light bulbs go off. It was like, ding, 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 ding. Then when I finished, the person that booked me, she was like, that was incredible. Like that, it was like everybody just started coming up to me. It was just like, and even my videographer was like, man, I was worried for a minute. He was like, I said, but one thing you got to understand, never show that you are worried about what they're thinking or what they're not receiving. You just keep making sure you give them exactly what you know you came to give them. And I just kept hitting them threes. Eventually, it was like, boom, all net, all net, all net, all net. That's it, right? Because I wasn't worried about if they didn't like it or not, because I knew they still needed it. I knew that even a stale face was a face of wow. And that only comes from putting in reps on different stages, different audience. And there's been some audience sometimes that maybe didn't receive it the way I wanted to receive it, because you got to know your audience, right?
Right.
That's why I put on there. I speak to athletes, I speak to entrepreneurs, and I speak to the youth. So I can't go with the same keynote to entrepreneurs and I'm gonna go talk to a football team. Now, football team is gonna be a little bit more, a lot of energy and a lot of, just that man talk to them a little bit.
That
You know what I'm
hoorah.
saying? Exactly. But you still give them a little bit of a story here and there, but you don't go too deep into it because they really just need that energy to go out to play football.
Man, I'm just picturing, as you were talking, a room full of people, bored, and you just come in and inject energy.
Yeah. And the lady that booked me, she said, you changed the whole atmosphere for the whole entire summit. She said, I ain't
Wow.
never seen nothing like that. She said,
That's so
I work
powerful,
for
man.
HBO, I work with this, I work with that. She literally said, I want to get on a Zoom call with you. I want to know how I can help you in any way possible. She said, because what you did, I've never seen a speaker do that, ever. What you did. And that's why I know that I was born to do this. Like, it's almost like, okay, Kobe was born to be Kobe.
Oh yeah.
LeBron and Jordan, right?
Yep.
But then we got our own, we got our Mellows, we got our other ones. They're good,
Yeah.
but they're not the ones on the Mount Rushmore of.
Right.
Not saying that I'm not comparing, but what I'm saying,
No, I
or
get
like
you.
giving it a negative cloud over it is just I know
But there are
I'm,
levels to this.
I know I'm different.
Yeah.
You could put me in a room right now with Inky, with E, with Tony, and all less. You put all on the same stage, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna shut it down. Not saying I'm trying to compete with them,
Right.
but I'm at a level right now that I'm ready for the championship right now. Like that's who I am as a speaker right now.
And you just talking right now, you turned the energy up like 3 notches.
Oh yeah, and that,
It was felt.
and it's natural. I can't help
Yeah,
it.
it's felt. It's
Like
incredible.
it's like I can't control it. That's the scary part about it, right? And it's just like but and that's the reason why when people book me as a keynote speaker, I make sure that I understand the audience, right? Because for instance, I had to speak to this mastermind, and it was majority women in there, right? So now the energy still count a little bit, but not as much. But now I can talk a little bit more about my story with my grandmother,
Okay.
my mother, things they went through. So what I did was I did a message on the lens of what my mother and grandmother was going through, between my mother struggling with drugs and my grandmother had to raise me, but they still had to be strong women. Because I knew I was talking to women in there that was dealing with some things, and they had to be strong. So I said I had to pull myself out the picture. I wonder what my mom's was going through. When she's sitting there with a shirt on that says, I'm too blessed to be stressed. When she's struggling with addiction, she's struggling with depression, struggling with alcohol. And then I got my grandmother that got her only daughter that's dealing with this.
Wow.
So what is she dealing with? So I ask you ladies in this room right now, what are you dealing with you're not telling nobody about? What is your shirt you got on to say, I'm too blessed to be stressed? Because I know you got some things going on that's testing you right now. You could hear people in there just like, wow.
Yeah, you hear the tone dropping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I teach speakers. Your tone is everything when you're speaking about something. When you're talking about a moment you want to touch their heart, it's like a movie. You bring it
Right.
down. When you're talking about something with energy, you bring it back up. This will be your best year ever. But you're going to have to remove some people out of your life right now because they're draining you. They're taking away from you. And you're like, yup. See how you nod your head? If
Yeah.
you don't got people nodding their head when you speaking, you're not doing your job. They should be like, yup.
Like automatic.
It's automatic.
Man. It's just bobs.
That's it. It's automatic. That's it. And it's something that's why I'm like in my mentorship, I tell people when I train you as a speaker, I do get aggravated when they don't prepare and they don't come to class and they don't give their all. Because if you can't give your all in class, you're not gonna give your all on stage.
Right. You can't just wing this.
You can't just come up here and wing this.
No.
I've been driving to an event and just practicing. I was talking to him like I had to speak on this thing. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about what you think about it, right? And you gotta be coachable.
Yeah.
Some people are like, no, I like that. He's like, no, I like that, but what you add that? I was like, cool, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna switch that up. So sometimes less is more. So if you learn how to just focus on one subject and stretch that out, that's it. Some people want to pack, they want to tell their whole story on stage and you lose the audience. Sometimes you just focus on one subject and you just keep drilling on that back and forth. So Exodus chapter 4 and 3 talking about God, you don't call him to qualify, but he qualifies a call. I could stretch that out to a 45-minute keynote. Just going because the principles is this. First, when I do my background check, I ask myself, what did Moses go through? So Moses, right now, he didn't believe in himself because he couldn't speak properly, right? Moses had a stuttering problem. He dealt with doubt. He dealt with fear. So now I turn it back on the audience. What are you dealing with? What is your doubt? What is your fear? What is that thing that God is, no matter what, he's in your ear, he's telling you, start that podcast. No, start that podcast. But you're saying, like, I don't know if I can do it. But what if I told you he don't call him to qualify, he qualifies to call. So when are you going to start that podcast? See that? So if you're in the audience right now, you like, I'm about to start it right now. And that's it. Then you go into another segment of it. But now let's go back. Let's think about really, though, let's think about what was in Moses' head when you talking about, not just his brother talking to him, not his sister, but guess who was talking to Moses? God. So you mean to tell me you got God telling you to do something and you still nervous? Come on. So I'm telling you right now, God talking to you, don't be nervous. Just go do that thing. He's going to qualify you.
He got you.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. But yeah, that's it. I just, I'm excited for this segment of my speaking career. I'm excited for it because right now,
So am I. I want to go see you speak.
Right, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just like I'm at a point like when it's lights, camera, action right now. I feel like I've reached a different level, but I still haven't even reached my top like level yet.
You spoke about repetition.
Right.
How long for you to become this aware within your craft to know that you got to pull yourself out and add your mother and your grandmother? How long to develop that?
Ooh, I would say in the last probably year or so, I really developed that. So I've been speaking almost 7, 8 years. So it took a minute because I was majority like other speakers. Sometimes we come with like imposter syndrome. Sometimes, you got all these idols that you look up to, right?
Right.
And you feel like you got to kind of maybe do what they do or maybe present in that manner, right?
Right.
And
Instead of being yourself.
Exactly. Instead of just being yourself, right? So I know sometimes I crack a joke. I'll do this. I'll do that now. So now I'm learning to be myself, but I'm learning that the way people connect with me more is that when I'm more transparent with them about moments in life. Because there's somebody, they might not went exactly the same way I went,
Right.
but they went close enough they could be like, wow, or they can relate to it or they feel bad about it. So it's either one. They're saying to themselves like, man, my father wasn't there either. Or they might have had their father and mother, but like, I can imagine what he went through. And you on the stage like that, giving this energy, wow. So you can get both sides of the wow, you
Right.
know. So I probably would say, because like even Brendan when I first came, like really start doing the stages, like for myself, I felt like it was imperative for me to just tell all my whole story. But then I started pull back and I realized there's a method I call I, you, and us. So the I is I had to bounce from home to home. You is maybe you felt like the black sheep of the family. And the us is I felt like the black sheep also too. So now I merged the gap, I pull us together. And you gotta be aware of that and keep doing that throughout your whole speech. Because if you just doing I, you lose your audience.
Right. Or just you.
Oh, yeah, you,
Right.
you can do this. Okay, well, you telling me I can do this? What you been through?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you'll get some speakers in here, they just keep telling, you gotta do this. Wake up in the morning, do this. Okay, but imagine David Goggins never been through what he been through, and he still talk the way he talk and tell you the thing he do. You wouldn't respect that, man. You wouldn't listen to him.
No credibility.
No credibility.
Yeah.
So your pain is the credibility. The things you've been through is your credibility. That's your resume.
Yes.
You sitting there like, yes, look at my resume. Yup, doubt, fear, suicide thoughts, lost everything. That's it. Black sheep. That's my resume. You qualify. Go ahead. Go in the room. That's it.
Go lead them.
Go lead them. That's it. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Like I said, I'm excited for this next journey, and It's just different. Like I just know that really, if anybody watching this, right, I don't care whatever you're doing. Like even right now, for me to be here in this podcast, it's just like I can tell that I've been on all the podcasts before. I can tell that you are preparing and you are invested into your craft, right? Based upon your setup, based upon the way you got everything going. I know you're serious about this, and I know that I was talking to my man about this. I was saying that you're right now, you're in your sweet spot, right? So when I say sweet spot, that means that, for instance, you look at an NBA player, he get one contract, and he's projected to now, once he finish, like, listen, you finish this season out, your next contract, it's gonna be great. Just keep doing what you're doing. Your next contract is ball game. That's when you in that sweet spot. When everything you're doing is clicking. It's clicking. Your setup is right. Your systems is right. Your team is right.
Got the rhythm going.
The rhythm is going.
Yep.
That's the sweet spot. But to get to the sweet spot, you got to go through the rough patch first.
You got to grind.
Like you talked about, you had a small room and you went through that, and then now you're here.
Yeah.
So now this is nothing but you now in your sweet spot to elevate, and then it's going to be other guests, bigger studios, because you're in your sweet spot.
100%.
Yeah.
And I believe in exactly what you said, to be coachable.
Got to be coachable.
I think that's key.
That's it.
I think Brandon has really helped me figure a lot of things out that I couldn't even fathom.
Yep.
I had no clue that a small podcast could make money and be profitable. And he opened that door for me, opened that window for me to see that clearly. And I love it.
Right.
I'm very thankful for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I can tell, man. From the first time I met you, man, I could just between I met you and then where you at now, I already can see where you're going. You see what I'm saying? You can't go backwards after this.
No,
How you gonna
there's
do
no
all
way.
this and go backwards?
There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no fucking way.
There's no way. It make any sense. You got to throw a hammer here. You can't go backwards with the hammer here.
Nah, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, have to get the axe next.
Right, exactly. So, that's why when I see situations like this, it inspires me, and it let me know I'm on the right path. Because, we all are on this journey to reach another level. It's never like, okay, I made it. No.
Right.
Why do you think millionaires and billionaires keep getting up every day and doing what they're doing? Because they're trying to reach another level.
Yep.
That's it. Well, Elon Musk would just quit. He would retire right now. He's the richest man in the world right now, right? Billion, right? So, or closest, whatever it is right now, right? So, if that was the case, he would stop.
Most people would have stopped at his first company, PayPal. He made $200 million.
Yes, exactly.
Most would have stopped
Just
right
stop
there.
Yeah. I'm good, 200 million. But what makes somebody make 200 million and keep going? Because they love what they do.
Yeah.
There's a saying, right? When you love what you do and you make yourself more valuable, you don't chase money, the money is chasing you. And right now, we're all in a space right now where the money's chasing us because we're so valuable.
Yep.
And people need us. We don't need them. And
It's a good place to be.
That's how you know that you're moving in the right direction. Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
We both met at a high ticket mentorship.
That's not how we met. We met in the DMs. He don't like that story.
He slid in my DM. I was like, no, bro, don't go that way. No. But he was, he hit me up, and then we finally met in person.
He
You know what I'm saying?
for like a couple months.
Nah, that's not true.
That's true. It's all good.
We first got introduced on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And then we met in person we was in the same mentorship. And then, we would just see each other in different rooms and just, talk a little bit. And then one thing led to another, man. And I think it really sparked off that I realized that he matched my energy when he told me he's had the podcast event when I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I just flew down. Like he didn't ask me, he didn't pay me. He was like, I was like, bro, I'm just gonna come through. Like I just wanna do mindset. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, well come through, bro. You know what I'm saying? And by me coming down, it opened up so many doors by me just saying, I'm going to hop on a plane, I'm going to take care of my hotel, I'm going to take care of this, I'm going to do all this. I'm going to hire a photographer, videographer. I'm going to do a photo shoot. I did a photo shoot out in the hallway, did a photo shoot out everything, right?
Yeah.
I still use those pictures to this day, right? And this is why people got to understand that you have to keep investing into yourself. And people are scared to spend money, right? As soon as you make it, put it back in yourself because you make yourself more valuable.
For sure.
So, yeah, I had to pay for the flight. I had to pay for the videographer. I had to pay for a photographer. I had to, do the hotel and everything else. But it turned out to something that led to so many more opportunities, more podcast events, more stages, more testimonies, and more reps that I got to be in front of people that's staring at me, and I'm still going to keep chugging away. And then I think after that, we just we ended up speaking on the similar stages and just, became friends. And then we just like, yo, bro, we got to do something together, man. This is crazy.
You're bumping in too much.
Yeah.
It
was just
there's something here.
It just makes sense, man. He got the podcast thing on lock, so I got the speaking and content. He got the digital products. I said, let's pull that together. So now we're doing challenges right now. So we actually have a Grow Your Audience challenge coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we can be doing that monthly. Got a mastermind coming up in March 8th, March 9th. And a few more things we're working on right now that we're gonna be doing. But you guys stay tuned, man, because you got to understand is that the people you surround yourself with is the key to your success, right? Like literally,
Facts.
I flew down here for us to just really just lock in about what we're gonna try to do for 2025. We've been saying the same thing over and okay, bro, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. If you keep talking about it, you keep saying you're gonna do it, and you do it, that's a winning formula.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're still moving. Like there's a thing Michael Jordan said, right? Like we all fail at something, we all making mistakes, but I cannot accept anybody not trying.
Tom Brady has the most interceptions in Super Bowl history.
Wow.
Yeah, but
You just
nobody
taught me
remember
something. Nobody talk about that, right? They talk about them wins, though.
No, I'm talking about that.
That's it, man. We all get the interceptions. We all, man, miss them shots, man.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep shooting, man. You just gotta. That's one thing about me. I just keep shooting, man. And then you just never know.
You could hit something.
You're gonna hit something. That's it. Like literally, I literally was coming. I went to vacation for like 2 weeks for the holidays. I'm on a plane. I'm like, all right, God, what's gonna be my next speaking engagement? Let me pray on it, whatever. Next thing I know, speaking in Tampa and hosting. But that comes from me coming down to Miami and saying, you know what? Boom. Let me just lock in with you for 10 minutes. Let me speak to your people. Let that opportunity, and then more doors open up. So I believe that whatever energy you put out, you're going to receive.
Just to put it out there, this space is available to host events. If you guys want to do that,
Nice.
just want to put that out there.
Okay. No, this is
Lauderdale.
definitely
For a lot of those vibes.
Yeah, this might be perfect for March. Like, you know what I'm saying? High ticket people only. That's it. We doing exclusive. That's it. Have some catered food here. That's it.
100%, yeah.
That's right. That might be it. That's right. Every ticket right now. So you watching this right now. Every ticket right now is $9.97. March 8th, March 9th. Right. Only if you serious about content, you serious about speaking, about podcasts, your digital product right now. It's only one ticket for 2 days for $9.97. We're only doing 30 seats only. So go ahead and get your tickets. Let's make it happen.
That's a steal.
Yeah, that is. No, that is a steal.
What's up, Brandon?
What's good, bro? What's good?
I like that outfit.
Hey, listen, man. This is brand. This is very on brand. I got a designer that I was working with back when I had my clothing company. He used to design the T-shirts, but he's like really like a seamstress. So he made this from scratch.
Are you selling it?
This, no. People be asking me. I ain't selling this. I'll sell the merch though. I ain't selling it. But who knows? I mean, if they ask, the price always matters. So maybe. But yeah, I mean, this is custom. This is all based on like my measurements. That's why I fit how I fit. And I go to the gym too. I mean, you gotta work out. That matters.
You gotta do that.
That makes a difference. Yeah, for sure.
You got to do that.
Gotcha.
So what is your plan with this challenge? Where do you see this going? How big do you want this to grow? What's the end goal with it?
I mean, at the end of the day, like a lot of business owners don't do any marketing. Like they just rely on word of mouth and referrals. And you know, with the challenge, we want to show people different ways how they can get in front of people and the importance of you know, speaking, whether it be on stage, on a podcast, virtual, workshop, webinar, even down to just meeting people at networking events or just content creation. All that matters. And then obviously just letting people know that they can use literally all that content and then redistribute that so they can get the message out there, connect with way more people. I think it's about like less than 50% of business owners actually invest in marketing.
Yeah.
Like they seriously rely on word of mouth. Like they have a shop open and they just wait for people to come up in there. That's not how you do business. You got to invest in lead generation. You got to invest in marketing. Like if you want to make money faster, you have to spend money to get more awareness on your product, your service, your business, or your brand. That's really what it comes down to. But like Powell Talk was saying, people are afraid to spend the money. You know, if you're afraid to spend the money, you're not gonna make the money, or you're gonna make it slow. You know,
Scared money don't make no money.
And now it's like, why you even want to hold it? Because the money get worth less and less every day.
Yeah.
You got to spend it, but you're not really spending it. You're just putting it in circulation. Like water. I mean, the money operates on like, you know, like maritime laws. You know, like if you really think about money, every adjective to describe money is based on water. You know what I'm saying?
The flow, right?
Currency,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got cash flow. You know, like you got to put the money into circulation. It's all based on that. So that means the money has to keep moving, right? Like like before we came here, we stopped at Wendy's real quick, get some food. If we ain't spend our money, we ain't getting no Wendy's.
Right.
You have to put it out to get it back. You know what I'm saying? You have to. And people just don't understand that. You know, and I think now it's like the way the technology is moving, how fast things are going, like this is when you need to like spend the money. Like this is where like you got to learn something and then put it out. Like literally we can all learn something today. Somebody like you watching this podcast right now, you can learn something from the podcast, you can learn something from watching YouTube, you can read a book. Most people aren't going to do no research, right? But you could be the one that just takes the information and organizes it, put it through steps, packages it up, and put it out, and they're going to pay you for that because you did all the hard work. You know, like you could and you just duplicate it at that point.
The middleman usually could make the most money.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what, like, Pod Agency is. Like, I created this agency where we help business owners and entrepreneurs get more exposure. So that's what we do. We just, you know, we maintain these relationships. We develop new relationships, and we allow business owners to get in front of people, whether it be on podcasts, private communities, influencer marketing, you know, short form collabs, live stages. Like I just got a bunch of new live stages in the tech space. So it's important. Like if people really understood how much money or how much impact they have from like what he teaches, like your voice, like you could use your voice, even if it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to communicate.
For sure.
Right? Now, if you're able to communicate effectively and take your voice on the stage, whether it be virtual or in person, that's a whole nother revenue stream on the side of whatever you got going on. But people are afraid to speak up. They're afraid to get even doing this, people are afraid to have a camera on.
Yeah.
And just have a conversation.
They get so
Not
embarrassed.
OnlyFans, their cameras be on, bro. It'd be multiple cameras.
I've been offered to turn this into an OnlyFans studio. I've denied it every single time.
I bet you would have got a good. I'm just saying.
I don't want that energy.
I'm saying he would have got.
I do not want that energy.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't need that in my life. No. I am on a clean path, and I'm gonna stay my ass there. That is dirty money for me.
No, but really, like, people have to. We gotta communicate. We gotta speak up more.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta realize that you can really monetize that for sure.
You can't be scared. You have to understand that you're here for a reason. You're worthy. Use your voice.
Yeah.
Speak.
And we're only here for a limited time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
And nobody knows how long.
That's true.
Nah, 100%. That's why, like, honestly, it be paining me when people be wasting time, Like when people
When they don't see it, right?
Like number one, when people waste time. Number two, when they take time for granted, and number three, where they just leave things unsolved because they feel like it's not a priority. Like, I'll give you an example. Like my family, right? I'm from Boston. I moved to LA. I've been in LA for 5 years. No one from my family came to visit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they just feel like I'm gonna just be all right. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, but if something happened to me, they would have flew down. You know what I'm saying? Oh damn, we gotta go to LA, bro. I'm something's wrong with me now. Y'all should have been came. You know what I mean? I live in Miami now, so it's a little closer. So maybe they'll come through or whatever the case may be. But I feel like what happens is, even in conversations, like let's say me and Paul Talk got into a little something, right? It could be an ego preventing us from having a conversation, but that ego is really connected to the subconscious, which is selfish, because now we think we got mad time. So instead of us just fixing the issue, just getting on the same page and communicating and deciding to agree or disagree, but still be good and having that past us, people just let like these things exist and persist.
And
right?
consume them.
And they consume them.
Yeah.
And then it's like all the time that y'all spent as friends, you know what I'm saying, or in a partnership, in a marriage, or like colleagues. It's like all the time was for what? You know what I'm saying? We was rocking for like 6 months and everything was cool, but then I eat your lunch and then we ain't talking no more over that.
Took my M&Ms, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't be eating my lunch.
Over that.
Right.
But it really shows you how or what relationships were built on, and then what people prioritize. So I think I mean I don't really like that at all, bro. It to me it's just like it's really like a waste. Like even like my dad, right? I'll give you an example. I only recall seeing my dad like once or twice. Maybe I was like 5 or 6, right? My dad ended up dying when I was 12. So let's say that's like six years after, right? From that age of me recalling that I seen him. And I remember asking him, well, through my grandma at the time, like he's supposed to come visit me. So I stayed with my other grandma on my mom's side. It was like a town over. Bro, he never came to visit, bro. I'm always coming out. I'm on the stoop, you know what I'm saying? Never came to visit, nothing, right? And then he just died. You know what I'm saying? People just be wasting time, bro.
Yeah.
Like you just wait. So you just had a son that you just neglect. Then you're gonna say you're gonna come visit him and just never come, and then you pass away because of your selfishness. And then that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? People just be wasting time, bro.
And they don't fucking get it.
Yeah, and then it's like if you're the one that's like, then you crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like I'm just trying to get like, but you crazy now. So it's the world's really interesting like that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it also comes with there's so much distractions of what people actually prioritize. Even what's really going on in the world right now. Like there's so much news and propaganda and all these distractions.
There's so much going on.
It keeps people away for things that actually really matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's why like people's lives don't change or relationships don't develop or people end up prioritizing things that don't really serve them, don't really move the needle forward.
Right.
They don't
Like
heal
being
in certain
concerned like
situations.
who's president.
Yeah.
Right.
That ain't gonna benefit you.
None
Go
of that.
do you.
That's right.
100%. So it be things like that. I know that has nothing to do with speaking and podcasting, but it's like
No, but it
it's a
does
thing.
because it's that fear.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's definitely something that would be a distraction to hold somebody back for real, though. Yeah, like I could have just quit a long time ago and it would have been fine. No more, like you know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff I've been through, even outside of the family stuff. Like if I would have stopped, I don't feel like anyone would have been like, oh man, like they would have understood. You know what I'm saying? Like you can really understand why somebody would quit or give up.
Yeah.
You know, it's when people don't that it's like something's wrong with this person, but it's really that's what helped motivate him or her to get to that success. It's like you gotta take everything that you went through and turn it into like positive delusion to get you to where you want to go.
It's only delusional until it works out.
100%.
Yep.
And delusion is good.
Yep.
As long as you
yeah.
ain't really tripping for real.
Right.
But like if
Healthy
you,
delusion, right?
Right.
Yeah, healthy delusion.
Healthy
Yeah.
about.
Like if you're like, yo, I'm gonna make $10 million, like you can say that's delusional, but like you said, until it happens.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
But if you don't put that positive delusion out there,
I'd rather say it and go after it.
100%.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. Like if someone's like, you know what, Leo, you're gonna make $100,000 a month. A lot of people would think you're crazy, because the average person in the United States only makes a little less than 50,000
A year.
a year.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's about 100K a
You
month.
talking about 100K in a month, right? You crazy. You can't do that. What's that sorcery you got going on?
Watch me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What's that magic? you
he's a
got?
thief.
Right.
He's doing something crazy.
Right.
Come join my program. I'll teach you how to do the same.
Listen,
Right.
but that's what college is. College is nothing but a program. So they've been doing it. You know?
College is a whole different story. I feel like college should be only for like STEM, science, math, engineering.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's something disciplines you need it, but at this point now, like you don't even gotta go. Listen, what do you want to learn? AI? You don't gotta go to college for that.
No, you
Just
don't.
watch some
Right.
YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Bro,
And play around.
you can
and play
go
around
to
with these softwares.
you can go online, take a Harvard AI course, pay like $4,000, and you take the course.
That's it.
You get certified from Harvard.
A lot of jobs gonna be eliminated, man. Even now, like some of the things you need a VA for, go write AI. Hey, type me an email. This is subject matter. This is what I want you to talk about. This is who I am.
Facts.
Boop, 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 boop. Ask me how I know.
That's me how I know.
That's serious, man. Somebody was like, hey, send her an email. She was busy. Okay. I go to chat GPT. I'm a such and such. This is the email's about. Put it together for me. That came out amazing. Just like, oh my
It's
God.
so powerful.
It's scary.
Yeah,
It's
you just
scary.
It
gotta,
happens
you
like,
gotta use
like
it.
this.
And they're saying that the version that we have
Is a
is
slow version?
1/30th of what they're using behind
I
the
just
closed
told him
doors.
earlier. I said, whatever we are using now, this was something years ago
Yeah.
that they already approved. Say, okay, now throw it to them.
Yeah.
What we have coming for us, you can't even, like, jobs are going to, in the next 5 or 10 years, there are certain jobs that's going to be totally eliminated. Like, I'm at the airport, and I'm getting my rental car, and I'm watching the process of me going to the counter and doing all this. I said, they're going to eliminate all this stuff. You just come in there, QR code, your ID, you scan this and this, get in your car. Nobody going to be present.
Yep.
And those jobs going to be gone. You go to fast food place, they're going to make your burgers, they're going to make your shake, it's going to give it to you, boom, it's going to go.
It's halfway like that though, because
Yeah.
when you get the car, you can kind of pick. You pick in a row now. Remember?
Yeah.
You be like,
It's getting,
it's this type of
improving.
car,
Yeah.
and it's like you can have any of these 10 or whatever. You can
Everything,
Pick it and
man.
go. Keys already in there.
There's gonna be the automatic taxis. Nobody gonna be driving. You call an Uber. Ain't gonna be nobody driving that Uber. It's gonna be somebody. The door gonna open up for you. Gonna take you exactly where you're gonna go.
What do we do with tens of millions of people? How do we retrain them, repurpose them? What could or should be done?
They don't want to. They don't want to be repurposed and retrained, bro. Let's just start there. A lot of people are lazy.
A lot of people, I think they just, a lot of people just don't want the next level, and they are okay with being comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying nothing bad about it. Some people are okay with going to work 9 to 5, come home, watch some TV, lay in the bed, get
No,
up
I'ma
and
say
do
something
it
bad
all
about it,
over
bro.
again. No, I'm saying.
I'ma say something
Yeah,
bad
I
about
don't think I could never do that. I'll break out in hives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But some people are just content on being where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they okay with that. And I
They
get that.
can't listen. If you watching this my camera right here.
That's your
Listen, if
camera
you
right
watching
there.
this podcast right now, you gotta shake up. You can't be lazy no more. You gotta understand that the dollar loses value every single day. So if you're not raising your value, the money that you're not spending, saving in a bank account, making no, like
Interest.
you're not making no interest on that money, it's worthless every single day. So listen, there's new software out there. There's new technology out there. There's new information that most people are not even going to spend any time learning. You need to just learn one thing and then offer it to the marketplace and start making some money. Like, don't be lazy, because life is getting more expensive and the dollar's getting way less valuable.
And AI is so early.
Yeah. So it's
Oh
like,
my God.
and you
It's a
can learn.
baby.
Yeah, you can learn. It's like so many different facets of AI. It's not like
Yeah.
it's like one thing. So don't be lazy.
Do you think that we're gonna have robots by 2030
We
walking
already have
around?
robots.
Definitely.
I definitely want a robot at the crib for real.
They're gonna be at the crib.
So
cooking
at 20
for you.
grand,
That's worth
the Tesla,
They're gonna be
Tesla
they're
robot.
doing
For sure.
everything.
Yo, you seen the stream with Casanat and he had his robot in there doing stuff?
Yeah.
I saw that.
That's worth it. 20 grand for a robot that could do household chores. Yeah, that's worth it.
And Elon Musk's gonna be president one day.
Yeah, I believe that.
Isn't he?
I'm telling you.
Isn't he
already
kind of
did.
like
He
already
did.
got his hands a cookie
It's
jar?
already
That's what
making.
you gotta do, bro.
Because people thrive off of power, money, power, right? So but it's but you gotta still focus on what you're doing because the things that people get so consumed with all these other politics, all these other things, they can't live their best life.
Yeah.
I mean, think about California right now. You got people right now, they done lost everything right now.
Bro, what's going on there is
They
crazy.
had to jump out the car with their pets and walk the street in the street of flames. And you got some people right now that they got a house, they got a car, they got a job, and you still complaining.
That was me this morning.
People are praying for you. That was him this morning.
That was me this morning.
He was doing it. He was like, "Bro, you bugging out." I said, you bugging out, right? I said, look at California. I said, okay, I'm good now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think sometimes we just don't realize how blessed we are.
Nah,
as
that's
long,
facts.
long as you realize how blessed you are, no matter the season you in, it's always going to be somebody in a different season. But if you're so caught up in somebody else's season and don't appreciate your season, you're the one that's giving yourself these negative thoughts because you're comparing yourself. Don't do that. Don't compare yourself.
We gotta zoom out, right? Take a 30,000 foot view.
It's tough to do it when you're in it, though.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is.
If you're
It's easier
entrepreneur-
said than done.
Yeah, if you're an entrepreneur and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like really like
Yeah.
in your business like that, and you don't have like partners or colleagues, accountability group, if you don't take time out, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely tough. Cause I remember when I had my clothing company, we hit 7 figures. It didn't even matter to me. Like like we did so many things. Like once I had the opportunity to get out of it, I realized I'm like, damn, we did a collaboration with Colette, which was the #1 like clothing company in Paris. I flew there. I bought the clothes from there, so that was a moment. We had all these athletes and celebrities, and there were moments like one of Wiz Khalifa's first videos. He had on a tank and a hat.
Dope.
Aaron Hernandez, that he ended up.
Yep.
He wore our hat when he got arrested. That was on the front page. We did a BMX bike collaboration, a Mountain Dew collaboration, a Pepsi collaboration. We was in the video game. You know what I'm saying? We created the jogging sweats, and I'm just in there like every day, like
Every
you
day.
know, they don't even. It don't. It's just like the next thing. So
Where's that brand today?
their brand today it don't exist. So me and my business partner, we have a really good relationship, but we have some volatile moments. And we stopped the brand in like 2014. You just couldn't get along, bro. It was just egos, bro. It's like young kids. Well, we weren't really that young, but yeah. Men in their 20s, just
Not seeing eye to eye.
not seeing eye to eye, letting small things distract us, not having mentorship, not having coaching, not really understanding that back end business and stuff like that. So we stopped the business in 2014, and we were gonna liquidate it. We was gonna liquidate it like 2019, right before I moved to LA. And he was like, "Yo, I wanna, buy you out or whatever." So I had to think about it first. I was like, you know what? If I sign this over to him, how am I gonna feel if the joint pop off and go crazy? Am I gonna feel away? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I sign over my rights and he takes it to the next level, how am I gonna feel? So I took like 24 hours to think about it, and I was like, nah, I'll be good, because I know my value. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'll be fine. So I literally just gave him the business in 2019. But before I did that, and this is the thing that was kind of crazy. So before I did that, I was like, bro, I got an idea. We got this email list still. We got the text message list still. We still got some brand equity in the marketplace, even though we haven't dropped a collection in like 3 years. We can do a quick strike collection, pre-sell the whole joint, probably make 50, 100 racks in like a month, 2 months. You know what I'm saying? We could just cash out. Like you could just do, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't even gotta do nothing else. We could just do like a quick little quick strike, and then just, And then he was like, yo, I like that idea, but I want to do it without you. I was like, bro, it's my idea. Right? So that's why I had to sit on it when he was like he was gonna buy me out, because I literally gave him a play.
Right.
He wasn't even thinking about that. He was like, I'm about to liquidate it.
Right.
So, I just talked to God. I talked to a friend of mine that kind of knew us both, told her about the situation, and then in the morning I just signed it over to him, and I was kind of cool with how it went. So when you ask me with a brand now, it ain't nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because he's very talented, creative, but like I did all the other stuff. Like
You're the business guy.
All those partnerships, that was me. All them seedings with them athletes and artists, that was me. So.
Would he sell it to you today?
I mean, I could probably buy it, but I'm like, the thing is this, like, I could definitely probably buy it for sure, or buy it back, and just hire new designers and put stuff out. I thought about it, but I'm not really motivated on it. But I probably could. We probably still have some brand equity in the marketplace. It's probably lower than what it used to be, but
Right.
people still recognize the brand, the logos, the icon, and all that stuff. Like, there's history behind it for sure. And if I literally took all of that previous history and then ran a marketing campaign, like you
We're
knew,
back.
yeah, like you knew this guy, because literally, like Kendrick, right? Kendrick used to wear our hoodies, and when he did like his Complex cover.
Okay.
He had a joint on. You know what I'm saying? Chance the Rapper. So before Chance the Rapper used to wear the 3 hats, he was wearing our bike hats all the time. So the last hat he wore before he started wearing his 3 hats, he was wearing the other bike logo hats, which was our brand logo. And like people used to really go crazy. Childish Gambino used to wear the stuff. Like we was rolling, So if I go back and get all that footage, and I just do a fire campaign, warm it back up, throw some ads on it, yeah, it'll probably go crazy.
Something to consider.
Yeah, maybe. Side project.
Like, take that back, bro.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it is.
Run that play.
We'll see how it is.
Yes.
All right. So you've been staring at that Thor's hammer.
I've been staring at the money. I don't know what he's been staring at. There's money right there.
Go ahead and pick it up, please, Mr. Power Talk.
Pick up the hammer.
Yes, sir. So, to be able to lift that hammer, you got to be worthy. Right? Thor is worthy. Captain America is also worthy. But I think we all have the ability to be worthy, but a lot of us can't see it. A lot of us don't feel it. What would you say to someone that feels unworthy, unvalued, and is looking for a way to find themselves?
I feel a power talk coming on.
Now, I would say it's very similar to how when Thor reaches hands out and the hammer starts shaking, and then the hammer, wherever it could be, all the way in the forest, and it just comes zooming right to Thor's hand, because that hammer was meant to be there. So if you're watching this right now, you are meant to hold this hammer. You are meant for that business. You are meant for that idea. You just got to pull your hand out. Open your hand up, and it's going to come because you are worthy for it. But it's never going to come to you if you don't put your hand out and ask for the hammer to be in your hand.
Facts.
So people don't ask for it. They got it in them already, but they sit here like this, hands closed. They look at the hammer. It's been sitting there the whole time, but they never say, you know what? I want the hammer. Let me ask for it. And you never know. You ask for it, you'll get it.
Might just come to you.
It might just come to you. So I would just say, if you feel unworthy, if you feel like you don't deserve it, that's really because you really do deserve it. That's really because there's something inside of you. There's something right now that's eating inside of you. Because just the mere fact you thinking about it, you know that you got to push yourself. Because a lot of people ain't even thinking about it. I ain't thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about it. I know I'm worthy, I'm good, whatever. It's the people that feel like they're not qualified is the ones that's really overqualified. Those are the ones. All the great people been through so much in their life. Think about Michael Jackson when he was a little kid. What he went through. Everybody went through something to be able to be one of the great people of all time. Everybody. I'm sorry. Like nobody had a silver spoon. You had to go through some type of pain to finally get that power.
I see what you did there.
Nah, but real talk though. But I just say, man, you are worthy. You are amazing. He made you for a purpose. You just gotta reach your hand out and ask for the hammer. That's all.
Powerful. Since you want the money,
Yeah, give me cash. Bro.
take the cash
You take the cash. I'll take the hammer.
and go a little deeper in what you were talking about before about cash being energy, cash being like water,
people need to
and the
stop being broke.
frequency. Exactly.
I think number one, it's gonna start with people getting out of their environments. You gotta get out your environment. You gotta get into a new environment. And I made a post about that, and then somebody commented, was like, "It's easy for you to say," type. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone can't just move.
To your point, Max left Uruguay
Yeah.
to come to Miami to have a different environment, to get a different
Yeah.
experience.
For context, Uruguay is a different country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't. Some people can't even leave not even the state. They won't even move their city to another city.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing you have to get out your environment, because your environment has you thinking and moving how you've been moving. And if you just get into a new environment, things are gonna happen, right? It's gonna be new energies, new people,
Yep.
right? Your mind's gonna be more stimulated. And at the end of the day, like, I know this is prop money and everything, but at the end of the day, like, this prop money is just as valuable as the real money.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't connected to nothing, and neither is the money. So I think we put so much emphasis on money. That's why the money ain't coming to you. You got to put more emphasis on the value that you bring to the marketplace and how many people you can actually help. And if you actually learn this language, you're gonna have more of it. Right? So anything that you want to learn, anything that you're good at, you know it, there's a result that's gonna come from it. But a lot of people, especially in our country, we don't learn this. Like, they're not gonna teach us this language anyway. We're not learning this language in school.
No.
So you have to learn this language, right? So that's financial literacy, that's credit, that's. Him and I, we went back and forth on one of his he do these mindset talks, and I was sharing like the cause and effect, right? So the effect of this is just creating the cause. Like, if you really think about stuff, because I actually been spending a lot of time like learning more about like universal law, like real manifestation, energy, frequencies, and stuff like that.
Yep.
The effect of whatever you want is guaranteed if you focus on the cause. Like how we get here. We got in the car. You gave us the directions.
Right.
There's nothing in that would not bring us here. We have a vehicle, which is a mode of transportation. We know exactly where we're going, and we actually put it in the navigation. The only result was this result.
Right.
So if we got in our car and we wanted to be there, so we put the energy behind it, right? We put the effort behind it. What's the result? Here. So people are putting more emphasis on this and not emphasis on what creates this. Because if you put emphasis on this doesn't create this. But if you put emphasis on putting out a quality podcast, having offers, you put emphasis on impacting people on stage, actually going on stage. You put emphasis on marketing, right? Letting people know that you speak, letting people know that you got a show, right? Letting people know that you have value, you can help them with X, Y, Z. The effect is going to be this.
Yeah. It'll be inevitable.
It's literally inevitable. Like, so people, I feel like we need to spend more time on the cause to get the effect. And I think 2025 is really a season for collaboration. I mean, that's why we're doing what we're doing, but I think people need to collaborate more with like family members, friendships, relationships, because people are just wasting time. Like, if you broke and you in a relationship, and then your partner's broke and y'all in a relationship, what y'all in a relationship for? You ain't bringing no value. They ain't bringing no value. Y'all just in it. So she ain't improving your life. You're not improving her life, or vice versa. What's the point, bro?
Misery loves company.
You know what I'm saying? So I think people need to analyze what's going on. Like, what can I add to what he got going on? What can he add to what I got going on? What can we learn together that's gonna get him to where he needs to go faster than me, and then ultimately help the people. So
Right.
I think people need to just put more emphasis on the cost to get this effect, make this easier, and then actually learn this language so they can have more of it coming to them in 2025. Simple shit. I didn't say easy, but simple shit.
This has been incredible. A great conversation.
Yeah, it's good, man. Love it.
Tell the people where they can find you, your event coming up, whatever else you have going on, your website. Let them know.
Gotcha, man. David Power Talk on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, website. Of course, we're doing a challenge coming up in 2 weeks, Grow Your Audience. We have a masterclass every Sunday. We have a event coming up, a live event, March 8th, March 9th. So you guys make sure you stay tuned, you lock in on us on all platforms.
Send me all these links, and I'll put it on the description below.
Okay, perfect. And really, if you're really trying to bet on you for this season with your voice, with your content, with your podcast, with your digital product, you just got to tap in, man, because we're not stopping. We're going to keep going.
So yeah, it's Brendan Boyd on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, X. Right? X sounds weird to say.
It does. I agree.
Right.
Twitter,
Yeah.
X. You know,
Threads,
Threads
Threads.
on all platforms.
Lemonade.
No more
I'm
TikTok.
not on there though.
What's it say? Yeah, anyway.
I'm not supposed to be on Lemonade. Lemonade or Lemonade?
Lemonade.
Lemonade?
Lemonade.
People on that?
Yeah, people on it.
Ain't nobody on that. You got a Lemonade
Yeah.
page?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but people on
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
Trust me, it's the new TikTok.
So check it out. Listen, go to audiencegrowthchallenge.com. We're gonna personally coach y'all for 4 days. It's only $37. That's less than $10 a day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be saying some fire stuff. I'm gonna be going crazy. 4 days of coaching for as little as $37. And we're actually gonna put another link down below. You can be an affiliate. You can share the link, and you can make money whether you want to come get coached or not. And you'll make 50%, right? So 50% of $37, $97, or $297. It's a no-brainer, right? So if you want to grow your audience, if you want to learn the importance of leveraging podcasting, leveraging stages, right? If you want to learn how you could utilize, more opportunities to get more exposure on your brand and your business, you want to pull up, right? AudienceGrowthChallenge.com. The link will be below. And yeah, man, this was definitely dope.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your dedication to your craft. I appreciate you guys fighting to be better humans, better people, and that vibrates through the world. So I thank you.
Thank you, man. Amazing.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Let's get it.
Guys, make sure you follow them. Make sure you go to the Growth Challenge. Audience Growth Challenge, excuse me. If you are an entrepreneur or an influencer or a podcaster looking to grow, you have to be there. These guys know what they're doing, and they're going to help you get to where you want to go. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. We'll see you guys next time.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Leo's podcast, 100%.
Yeah, man.
If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, share this podcast with like 3 or 4 people.
A lot of y'all are watching unsubscribed.